Good morning, everybody. So I took yesterday off and I haven't done jack diddly. But that's okay, because today we're doing insulation and the liner. Now the biggest difference between this and this, to me, is the fact that this is not insulated. If a cold breeze comes through and goes down the side of this pond and across the water, that water temperature is going to go down. This is not going to do that. So this is one piece of styrofoam all the way across, and it kicks up and goes over the 2x4s, because this is a set of 2x4s. So that's what's going on with this one, and we don't really like this step, and my floor is extremely cold. So I'm going to go overkill this time. This is 2 sheets thick, and it puts it level with this board. And the wife wanted to leave it here, but I'm not going to do that either. I'm going to go fill all of these holes all the way through, and then I'm going to sheet it again across the top of it. So I'm going to have 2.25 inches of just insulation on the bottom, and then 3/4 of an inch of insulation on each one of the sides. I went to Home Depot last night and bought them completely out. They only had 6 packages. That leaves me with 36 boards, and you got these 2 boards here that I had left over from setting up said Intex out there. My suggestion would be, if you have broken boards like this guy right here, stick them on the bottom and don't have to deal with these. I will probably pull all of them out, sweep up the spot right here and stack them, and we'll save the best ones for further up in the pile. But this thing is going to be heavily insulated, and this insulation is going to eat up a lot of volume. That is why this 1400 is only going to be 900 to 1100 depending on where you run it, because I'm going to run it right about here, something like that, and then you're going to have water up to here. So it's really only going to be this much. It's just really wide and really long because it keeps stingrays and gar, and I don't need height. So let me make some progress on this. We're probably going to go catch breakfast first. It is snowing outside again. Not super hard, but enough to be cold and miserable because I don't do winter. But I will let you guys know when I make some progress, and we will see how this progress goes. I would really, really, really like to get the liner in this thing and have it running today. Do I see that happening? No, but you gotta have high hopes and high ambitions to get anywhere in life. So we will see where we do get. Alright guys. Well, you know, I think I forgot something. How are you supposed to attach those? You guys might want to know that. Regular silicone and a caulking gun. At this point in time that this was filmed, this either is or was aquarium safe. It doesn't really matter because none of this is supposed to ever touch water, ever. I have some really cheap stuff in the room that I literally bought just to attach styrofoam. And then to cut it, just a good old utility knife, and then a measuring tape. This is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. There's 10 right there, and we'll just lay those in, and then we'll like cut sheets in half. We'll get us pretty close to this. So there's 1, 2, it's like 15 to get us flat that way, and then we'll just have whatever this is. And I have 38 sheets currently. I definitely think I'm going to need more. I don't know how much more, and that's kind of the question for the day, is how much more I need to go acquire, because I'm going to have to go travel to a different Home Depot, which is perfectly fine. Just need to have a number. So, again, let's try this again. I will catch up with you guys when I have some progress on laying these in and get the bottom done to this point. Alright, Bye. 25 sheets of styrofoam later to fill the holes. Oh man, I'm trying to build this as a do it right kind of thing. Man, is it eating into my pocketbook. Let me lay in the floor on top of this, and then we'll see what the damage is. And the rest of my insulation got us to this point. It says it ain't gotta be perfect. You're gonna end up patchworking it together, but that's okay. So now I need to find a Home Depot with 5 or 6 more packages in stock and finish this little reverse L shape and then do the walls. I'm done. That's simple. Now you guys can see that there's not very much height when you take 2.5 inches out of the bottom or so. You got the 3/16 of plywood and then 2 1/4 inches of insulation. This is like this far off the ground, which is the entire point because I don't want it cold soaking through the ground. Not a lot of volume, lots of insulation. Boom! Fully insulated all the way around. Like I said, it ain't gotta be perfect. You're gonna end up Jengaing some stuff in depending on what size you go. But that's how she looks. Now what you need to do is wait. I know waiting sucks and I want my house back and the wife's not happy about waiting either. But let the silicone or whatever you used dry up a little bit. I got these over here holding the only board that didn't want to cooperate. Everything else is fine. So I'm going to do the water change on these guys real quick and let this cure. And then after that, you got to go through and scrub all these little spots to try and get them up because they're just silicone that I dropped. And then sweep it all this way, get it into one corner like that, and vacuum it out. Then we can work on lining this thing, which is a challenge in and of itself, and I'm going to try my very best to get that on time lapse for y'all. Because last time I tried to do it dry, it was a complete nightmare, and then I did it wet, and it was much easier. So we're going to do this one wet, and hopefully it goes easy. The corners will be folded exactly like this one, and the only thing that will be different is there won't be a scrunch across the bottom, so it should be easier. And you'll get the corners pushed up end, and you'll have a triangle flap like wrapping a gift, and you pick whatever direction that your water's flowing. And for me it'll be from right to left, and you'll fold that corner against it and staple it. So you'll have this pocket here, but that pocket is closed, and I've never had a fish be able to get into it. So, do, boom. So, there's 3/4 inch of insulation all the way around the sides, and then 2 1/4 inches of insulation on the bottom. Very, very insulated, and it sucks to work in there because it's extremely hot. So I know that we're off to a good start. I'm going to finish with these guys, and I will catch back up with y'all. Back to work. So I still haven't taken these clamps off. I literally just walked back in here. I am still filling the other ponds before I can come do anything, but I figured I would come unbox this. So this is my pond lighter made by Total Pond, and it is 13 feet wide and 20 feet long. It is 14.5 mil. And weighs 24 pounds. I left it against the heater to get it to warm up a little bit. Very shallow blade. The rest of it, fingers. They thought about people cutting it. That's good. Oh man, it does come with its own bag. Whew. 14.5 mil PVC thickness. It was designed for a little bit different shape than what I got going on, but that's okay. This is what I'm going to use. Cost me $128. I don't know if y'all can tell, but that is not a joke. So as I've stated before, my wife does not like to be on film, but I do need her to come in here and help me unroll this so that we can get it to warm up. UV and puncture resistant. Yeah. This textured side is what I want facing upwards because this surface will be good for algae and beneficial bacteria to grow on. Oh man, I've been waiting for this for a very, very long time. I'm super excited, y'all. See you in a second. In here we have finished water change. This one is good to go. This one always runs a little bit warm on the nitrates because I'm 200 gallons down from what I usually am that I house these guys in. So what we're gonna do is we got the liner laid in here and it's ready to go. I'm going to pump water out of the black 350 and into this, and I'm going to time lapse leveling the floor and setting the walls. So you're going to start in the middle and work one way, work the other way, get it all the way into the corner, pushed in, and then just smooth it up to the top and staple it at the top. And you work your way down, you work your way down, you work up the middle and over to the corner and over to the corner, and you're going to end up with this giant chunk. And if I can get the time lapse in a good spot, like where I'm standing right now, you'll be able to see me deal with that and how I deal with that. So, let me find you guys a spot, hopefully, and we will make this shit work. Let's get to it. Alright. And then you go through and you staple it all the way around. At least that's my technique. Now, if you notice, my foot was in that corner anytime I put a staple in. And when I let go, it has these riffles in it. That is intentional. When there's actual water weight in this and I get the bottom smooth, it's going to go into that corner and it's going to pull down, and then the water weight is going to push it against the wall. You don't want the liner supporting weight. The liner is only there to waterproof the box. That is literally all it is there for. So you want it smooth, but you don't want it supporting weight. So all the way around, everywhere I stapled, I had my foot buried in that corner. So it's probably going to have a little lope at the top of the water level where there's extra liner. I would much rather have it that way than it pulling on the liner and trying to rip stuff out. Now this is the end of the build for me, for you guys at least, for what you're going to see. I still need to put the top braces on, which would be another chore for you guys. You put one over there, and one right here, and then you put the 4 in the middle. Make sure those are painted, screw them in. I'm going to use 5 screws per board, so 5 here, 5 here, 5 here, 5 here. So there'll be 20 screws per board times 6. So I'm going to use 120 screws in the top braces. Now you go through and you trim it all out, and you're done. Once you screw in your top braces, this thing is ready for water, and you can set it up however you want. I was going to show you guys how to do the corners, but they were extremely difficult, and there's not really a way to tell you how to do them, but that is the way I do them. So the water is going to go across it this way, and this way, and this way, and this way. Because if you went the opposite way, it would want to fill that bucket. Well, the water weight is going to push against it this way, and it's going to push against it this way. So those will go flat like the pond out there. I hope you guys have a good night, and God bless. If you have any comments, questions, suggestions, or concerns, please reach out in the comment section below. Also down by the comment section is a subscribe button. Please feel free to hit that if you'd like to see more content like this. Coming up in a couple of days, when I have the top braces done and everything moved in here and the room all cleaned up, I will give you guys a tour and a reveal, and I will get to move on with my life finally, because I've been doing this for almost a month now, and I'm ready to be back in my house, being able to relax, and I will have all my kids on one system, which is much safer, and this is much more insulated, and it is all together just a bigger, better setup. So I will catch you guys soon with the reveal of this thing completely done and the fish room all set up, and then we will talk future plans for filtration, because we're not doing 13 canisters forever, and we will also talk about what we're going to do with all this extra air that's bleeding off in here. And next week we're also getting a new fish, so stay tuned. I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.